The spirit of the Anzac is that of courage, mateship, and sacrifice. It is what we as Australians and New Zealanders stand for. It is who we are, and we are proud to be children of the Anzac. In the cold darkness, as the rain slowly fell in the hours before dawn, when Anzac forces first landed upon the shores of the Gallipoli Peninsula, a crowd of thousands slowly gathered in front of Wellington Arch at Hyde Park Corner in London. The silence was broken as the sound of a didgeridoo played out in the early morning air. As prayers were given and familiar stories shared, we stood, strangers, pulled together in the pre-dawn. The last post floated in the silence as we watched the sky begin to lighten. We knew that if we could see beyond the city skyline, we would begin to see the rising sun, a symbol in itself of our fallen diggers, the rising sun of the Australian Army, the rising sun of our forever proud and determined nation. For those of you who do not know, 100 years ago, on the 25th of April, 1915, Australian and New Zealand soldiers landed on the shores of the Gallipoli Peninsula on a beach that is now known as Anzac Cove. They were met at the shore by the Ottoman Turkish defending forces. What had begun as a hard strike to take Constantinople turned into a bloody battle that would last 8 months, injure more than 26,000 soldiers, and take the lives of 8,141 Australian diggers. Although the objective was unsuccessful, we as Australians remember the lives lost on that sand with pride and honour. And now Anzac Day is one of the most important days for both Australians and New Zealanders alike.
He's a drover drifting over western plains.
He's a city lad, a clock down Flinders Lane.
They're in the trenches at Lone Pine and on the Flanders firing line. A willing band of ordinary men.
He's all of them, he's one of us, born beneath the Southern Cross. Side by side, we say with pride, he is all of them, and he is one of us. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's a pilot on a midnight bombing raid. He's a naval seaman on the Armadale.
She's a nurse in Vietnam. They're on patrol in Oregon.
Sons and daughters rising to the call. She's all spirit of the Anzacs will live on and on and on. He's all of them, he's one of us, born beneath the Southern Cross. Oh, side by side, we say with pride, he's all of them, he's all of them, she's all of them, they are one of us. Whoa, they are one of
We all have our own memories and stories of what Anzac Day means to us, but for me personally, it is a day to be thankful for the life I have and the safety I too often take for granted. It is a day I used to spend with the men of my family, my brother, my dad, and my grandfather. We would march through the streets of Melbourne, from Collins Street, down along Swanson, right up to the steps of the War Memorial. It's a march that means so much to so many on a day that means even more. But beyond anything, Anzac Day will always be a day for me to remember my grandfather, and a time to thank him for risking everything so that I can have this life I have been gifted. They shall grow not old, as we who are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them, lest we forget.
And at the going down of the sun,